Recently, Kellyanne Conway reemerged from whatever rock she's been hiding under for the last several years, and she has once again thrust herself back into the national spotlight for all of us to see the fact that she is just as vile and disgusting as ever, if not even more so. This week, Kellyanne Conway, fresh off her trip to D.C. to try to convince Republican lawmakers to soften their rhetoric on the issue of abortion, went on Fox News and said that Democrats wake up every day and go get abortions. Here is exactly word for word what Kellyanne Conway said on Fox News. I just think that Democrats wake up every morning and they look at the calendar on their iPhone and it says January 6, 2021. The date never changes. And then they get into an electric vehicle and go get an abortion. Fox host responded, "Oh my God," and then they both started laughing, and then Kellyanne Conway added, "I just described the Democratic Party to you in 7 seconds. That's it. That's what I see." You're so funny. You're so clever, Kellyanne. And as per usual, everything you said is 100% wrong. Much like the Bowling Green Massacre, these are things that don't happen. Here's what I love about this, and this, of course, was pointed out by Mehdi Hasan on MSNBC. He talks about the fact that you're attacking electric vehicles. Meanwhile, your party is now worshiping like Elon Musk, the guy making electric vehicles, as if he's a god, just like Donald Trump. So that's a bit of irony there. Then there's also the irony of Democrats think about January 6th every day. They wake up every morning and think about it. Actually, I mean, we do think about it frequently. I mean, it was a pretty significant attack on the United States that your former boss is now being prosecuted for. But aside from that, it's actually your party that wakes up every day thinking about it. I mean, you've got Marjorie Taylor Greene out there taking photos with, convicted Capitol rioters, whining about the prison conditions of these people. Oh my God. They talk about it far more than the left does. Honestly, I wish the left would talk about it more. I wish the Democratic Party would be running that footage in ads across the country every day. I want people to remember. I want them to see what Trump supporters are, because we're coming up on the 3-year anniversary of that. And the memory of that, the reaction that people had to that as we were all sitting around watching it on our TVs and on our computers, that feeling is faded. And that's not good. We have to remember what these monsters did. We have to get that anger and disgust back in us, or else we're going to end up with Trump back in the White House, folks. You have to, probably therapists out there are going to yell at me for this. You have to hold on to that anger and that disgust and that hatred for what happened that day. And you have to carry it with you to the polls in 2024. Sorry, but you do. Too many people have let it, kind of calm down and wash away and, forgive and forget type crap. But we can't do that. So I wish Kellyanne Conway was right in that everybody woke up thinking it was January 6th again, because we need to get back to that. But then there's a big one, right? We wake up every day and we get abortions. All of us. It doesn't matter. Like it's a long line, because we all have to get one every day. We're just constantly... She's in D.C. because as part of the autopsy team for the Republican Party following their shellacking in 2022, I know they won, but they didn't win by the margins they thought they would. And they determined that it was because of the abortion issue. So Conway was sent to D.C. knowing this, actually being one of the people who came up with this idea. We're going to soften our rhetoric on abortion. We're going to, we're for banning it, but we're trying to make it seem like we're not. And then she goes on Fox News and says the most vile thing you could imagine. So great job as per usual, Kellyanne Conway. You're supposed to be doing one thing, and instead you're doing the exact opposite and harming the Republican Party in the process. Brilliant work as per usual. Ring of Fire has fresh content 7 days a week. So if you want to be reminded about it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell to be notified every time a new video goes up.